Hi guys and welcome to another vlog, and I'm driving this. This is the Hyundai IONIQ 5, and the model we get in India gets slightly lesser features when compared to the global model, because if you look at the key, two buttons are actually missing here, because the car I drove in the UK last year had two buttons which would help you move the car ahead and behind, but Hyundai and Kia, both of them have skipped on this feature for the Indian market.
Terrible stereotype.
Anyways, if I keep this button pressed, you will notice that the windows roll up because only the front windows have the one touch up and down function. Yeah, the rear windows don't do that. You have to keep them pressed. Now, pressing this button, I can open the charging port, which goes up like that. That's a very cool flap. Lot of cubes and pixel treatment in this car, so that's something which gives it the retro feel. Obviously this car is inspired from the Pony, which is South Korea's very first mass market car. Anyways, the key has lock, unlock. This is to open the boot of the vehicle, this is to turn on the vehicle, and this is to open the charging plug, of course. So we're going to come behind and let me see if it actually opens the boot if I stand behind, because it has this smart trunk function which obviously opens the boot, but obviously all these features don't really work flawlessly at times. So here is the boot of the vehicle, which is quite decent. Only thing is the loading lip is high. It kind of feels shallow. This is 521 liters, and there is a tire mobility kit right here. So in case you have a puncture, well, you have to make it yourself, DIY. This is in case the charging plug does not open. So you open this and you pull it a string, it will open. Light placement here, which doesn't seem LED, which is shocking. 12-volt charging socket right there, and below here you have got some storage space, yeah, on both the sides. This is the charger. So there are two chargers, 3.3 kilowatt and 11 kilowatt, both AC of course, which come with the car. Warning triangle right there. This is the vehicle to load adapter. So you have to plug this right inside here, and then you can even connect it to a microwave and make popcorn for yourself. That's kind of cool. Okay, this did not slot in properly. You can actually increase the boot carrying capacity to 1587 liters by reclining the seats, but right now I can't do that from here. I have to do it from there itself. So they should have had that function though. Press this button and there comes down the boot. So yeah, powered tailgate of course. Says IONIQ 5 here. Hyundai logo is fine here, but it's very big at the front. There is the reverse parking camera, parking sensors, towing hook right here, and let me just unlock the car. There, the lights have turned on. If you notice, these are approximately 33 LEDs, so 11 here, 11 here, 11 here. These ones, 9 of them are not lighted up right now, but when you apply brakes, they get lighted up as well. These ones also get lighted up. These are 30 cubes right here, so 63 of them there. Mercedes-Benz. So if you calculate, that is 126 lights for the brake lights, and there's a high mounted stop lamp as well. But where is the rear wiper washer? Not there in this car, because Hyundai believes that air will be pushed from here, which will remove the water completely, something similar to what Aston Martin does with the DBX. But in India, water is not a problem. Problem is dust and dirt and muck and mud which comes to the rear windscreen, which needs to be cleaned. We need a rear wiper and washer, please Hyundai. Car does look very futuristic and nice. Obviously lots of cuts and creases here. 5 is the car number among Hyundai's fleet of IONIQs. It does not stand for IONIQ 5 though, and this white treatment here actually looks quite nice as well. They've also given this sort of a, I don't know what this is, but we have it on raised up car steering wheels bottom. That's how it is. Coming to the side of the car, it is actually not very big. The size is around BMW X3 level. Let me tell you the tire size. 255/45 20s. Alloy wheel design is very aerodynamic type, cyclone type pattern here on the wheel arch as well. And if I unlock the car, you will notice that the door handles pop in and out. Again, that's something which has been done for aerodynamics. Yeah, so a lot of focus on aerodynamics. In terms of length, this is 300 mm shorter than the Audi A6, but it has a longer wheelbase when compared to the Audi A6. 3 meters is the length of the wheelbase, which is insane because it's a born electric car, right? Wheels have been pushed to extreme corners, lot of treatment here and there, which actually brings me to the front, because you're going to be opening the front, huge Hyundai logo, and there you see it says EV right here. Here, orange cabling is there, of course. So this is rear wheel drive. All wheel drive variants have only 24 liters of storage here, but since this is rear wheel drive, there's no electric motor here. I mean, some space is taken otherwise. 57 liters is the storage space right here. Insulation is not needed yet, still given, which is kind of shocking, and you get gas struts, of course. So washer fluid goes in right here and other liquids here and there. Let me shut this. It actually says open here, otherwise, you know what, I would have closed this. So this kind of reminds me of Tata EVs, the color and all that. Let's shut this. There is a camera right ahead. You get 4 parking sensors at the front, no self park here. There's a towing hook right there. Let's actually get inside. So it obviously senses when I'm near, and it will unlock the car. It does, and the mirrors also open. Let's turn on the vehicle, and there, listen to the sound. Okay, It has some welcome sound, of course.
Yeah, that's pretty standard.
So that's kind of cool, and it should get soft close door function also. I'm just kidding. Abroad also, it comes with digital mirrors with OLED screen there. So that's there in the Namsang edition, I believe. And these mirrors are heated. You also get the blind spot warning thingy going on right here. So the car's lights have turned on. Lights are absolutely beautiful. Like, they look really nice, and all this also lights up. So when you unlock the car at night now, it looks amazing. It looks phenomenal. Trust me on this. It obviously gets ADAS camera there. This is one camera, lane keep assist and all. There's another sensor for, oh my god, it's so duper hot. That is for the rain sensor. Twin blade wipers as well. And obviously there's going to be radar somewhere there, because it's got level 2 ADAS with approximately 21 features. Do you like the design of the car? I really like it. I think it looks super cool. It's available in 3 colors. One of them is this. This is silverish, whitish with this grey treatment here and there. And then there's obviously gold, and then there's black as well. Wheels look super duper cool. I really like the wheels on this car. You can have a look at the rear spoiler. That is the shark fin antenna. Now that is the minimum and maximum legroom. So obviously the seat is a little behind. Yeah, this is completely behind. That is completely ahead. This is completely ahead. That is completely behind. So you get an idea of what the space is going to be like. And this is electrically adjustable. 135mm is what is the movement like. And then you can obviously recline this seat too. So here it reclines, and once it's done, it obviously increases the boot carrying capacity massively. But in order to put it back, you have to again use the lever. So it is the way it is actually. This is completely upright. That is completely reclined. So quite a lot of recline angle. And I think, let me count. This is approximately 116, the number of cubes right here. So a lot of cube treatment. Again, door pockets are big size. It says IONIQ 5 here. You get proper seat belts, of course. Flat floor in this car. This is manual, which is kind of disappointing. Someone is trying to pollute when I'm trying to save the earth by driving an electric vehicle.
Captain Planet, he's our hero, gonna take pollution down to zero.
People are actually burning things right there. Not cool, because this car actually uses sustainable materials. PET bottles and eco-friendly leather and whatnot has been used to ensure that this car is really eco-friendly. Let me put the sun blind up. It's so hot today. Anyways, seat heating, 2 settings for the same. Yeah, 2 steps for the heating. Door pockets are again big enough here and all that. Speaker placement right there. Good amount of space at the rear. In fact, there's a lot of space at the rear. But under-thigh support is poor because the battery is placed right below. In fact, the BMS is placed right below, which also prevents overcharging and all that. So it's been placed right below this seat. You get magazine holders here, height adjustable seat belts, 6 freaking airbags, AC vents here, some storage space right here, 2 USB-A charging sockets, no USB-C in this car, which is shocking because I don't have any USB-A charging cables at all. I only have USB-C, and then Apple CarPlay and Android Auto are not wireless in this car, which means I cannot use it because obviously I don't have a USB-A plug at all. This is completely flat. But if you want more space, you can actually move the center console ahead and behind. Right now it's moved all the way ahead. Now I thought this is boss mode. This is not boss mode. This is actually to move the seat ahead and behind. Why would I need additional controls to move the seat? I have no clue why they have done it like that. I thought this will move this particular seat, but yeah, I press this button and then what does it do? Well, it says please make sure there's enough space in the rear seat and then switch again. I press this button, it will put the comfort relaxation seats on. Which button do I have to press? It's a little confusing. They expect me to be super smart. I am not that smart, dude. I cannot figure this out. Okay, now I've pressed this. Now you just notice how this seat goes. When you're charging the car now, you just want to sit and relax. That is when you would use this seat. So what it does is it moves it behind and lifts it up from here, opens the ottoman as well to give you a zero gravity position to relax. That's kind of cool. Right now I don't think it has worked, but again I will press this button. Yep, and then I will press this button and hopefully it will start working. Dude, you're disappointing me now.
Few moments later.
Now it is working. So it will take the seat behind. It asks you first that there's no one behind. Now look at it go completely reclining, and then it will lift this up. This is the ottoman. So under-thigh support is never an issue. So that's kind of cool, and I can obviously increase the under-thigh support better with this ottoman. So nice feature to have. This car does not get a glove box. Instead, it gets a freaking drawer. Look at that, but a very cheap first aid kit. Okay, this is the manual, which is quite big, a lot to study honestly, but look at this freaking drawer, and this is a walk-through cabin, so you can just walk through from here. This slides by 140mm ahead and behind so that you can actually walk through from here just in case someone parks really close to your car and you can't enter from the driver's seat. That is again an amazing feature. What is a freaking Panda doing in this car? Well, to show you another very interesting feature, I am actually having a Panda. Yeah, pollute. Don't worry, I'm going to compensate by driving an EV. So let's get inside. There's a camera here, of course, 360-degree parking cameras in this car. I'm going to throw this panda, and there he gets stuck. Yeah, there's a magnet right here, and that magnet has been done so you can stick things with a magnet. That's so cool, nah? Yeah, that's phenomenal. Look at this panda doing stunts.
I am the Dragon Warrior.
So I can put a lot of things. I can put a fridge magnet. I can also probably put pictures or whatever, which has a magnet, that's nice. Electric parking brake. This is to open the boot of the vehicle. You can actually adjust the height, how much you want the boot to open. Traction control button, keep it pressed. ESP also turns off. Auto hold function. Headlight leveler, of course. It says plus and minus on the pedals. Thank God it does that, otherwise I would have pressed the wrong pedal. IONIQ 5 on the carpet. Door pockets are big enough at the front. Metal switches, very nice. These are obviously for the adjustment of the outside rear view mirrors. This is to unlock and lock the car. Power window controls, child lock. But this color of the interior is getting very dirty very soon already. It's kind of become dirty already. Not very cool. This is not what you think it is, but it is what you think it is. That is the gear selector, or rather the drive mode selector. So drive is in the opposite direction. I think it should have been here because it's more intuitive. I always rotate it like this and go into reverse. Thankfully it has got reverse cross traffic alert to save me there. Proper dead pedal right here. Let me adjust the steering wheel. Adjustable both for reach and brake, but it is manual. Steering is huge. It's so huge it actually hides a part of the screen, which is a single panel. Yeah, these dual screens are behind a freaking single panel, which is fantastic. Globally, they also have a digital mirror here as an option, similar to Land Rover's clear sight camera. Here you get a mirror, but you have to turn on the lights separately. Same is the case here as well. You have to turn on the lights separately. Auto dimming mirror, of course. A lot of controls here. Let's actually open the sunroof. Look at it. It actually opens the other way. Yeah, this thing goes in right here. Where is the space? This is known as the vision roof. This does not open at all. No. This does not open, which is a little disappointing because you would expect it to open at this price. Oh my god, this is super duper hot. But the cabin is very airy. In fact, the seats are 30% slimmer than what is traditionally the case, so that there's more space at the rear. And the AC control unit and all that has been pushed into the front because there's space obviously in the front. That results in more space right here. Again, quality and all is phenomenal right here. Dual zone climate control air conditioning. This is to turn on the vehicle, of course. Let's actually turn off the air conditioning right now. And retro fonts. Let's listen to some audio right away.
Integrated pathy.
Audio quality is obviously phenomenal. Bose surround sound system. It has got 8 speakers similar to the Creta. This is actually to open the frunk, and this is to open the fuse box. There you see the fuses. Let me slot this back in. Nobody knows I was here. Yeah, I was never there. I love the treatment. I love the attention to the design, which is absolutely phenomenal right here. And you get a 12-volt charging socket. You get a USB here. Some storage space here. No USB-C like I was already telling you. 2 USB-A's here. Wireless charging pad. Lot of storage space here. Twin cup holders. This also moves up and down the armrest. And there's some storage space here as well. How much storage space you want in a car? Hyundai is like, yes, we will give you a lot. Again, I already counted this for you. 116. Meanwhile, Morse code is here as well. So 39 H written right there. And these 4 dots actually mean H in Morse code. So there's no Hyundai logo. Instead, they put this Morse code. Look at the quality of the paddles. Yeah, it's amazing. Yeah, just amazing. Did I call them pedals or paddles? I don't remember now. But anyways, you get the drift. So these are obviously for regen. So when I use them, it obviously changes the regen mode, which I'll talk about when driving this car. Let's shut the door. Only thing is, under thigh support is not that great here. Rest is absolutely amazing in this car. 12.3 inch screen, 12.3 inch screen, phenomenal in terms of quality. As soon as I change the drive mode now, the cluster also changes, which is quite nice. You get all the information, and then obviously at night it becomes black. Here you have a lot of things to play around with. So there is EV, which obviously shows you EV related data. Memory seat functions, which I am going to use right now. I'm just going to go to mode 1 and I'm going to apply, and you will notice that all the freaking seats in this car will move. Look at that. Even the rear seat is moving, so I just set it like this. So all the seats have memory function, which is kind of cool. Meanwhile, the front seats also have seat ventilation, which unfortunately has to be activated through this menu here. So warmer and ventilation you activate like this. Yeah, you can't do it from a button. But at the rear also you get seat heating. There should have been ventilation there as well. But why so cumbersome? I don't understand. Anyways, let's browse through this screen. So it's got voice memo, it's got a valet mode, it's got a quiet mode, it's got sounds of nature, it's got beautiful maps. Yeah, look at the maps. Absolutely amazing. And then you can obviously search for a charging station as well. Split screen too, weather forecast, radio, maps, range, and a retro font for the clock as well. Plenty of stuff to play around with. In fact, let's get into settings, because in vehicle can change a lot of things. So obviously driver assistance systems, cluster modes you can change. There are multiple themes for the same, which I will change while driving, which I've already shown you right now, by the way. You can decide seat easy access, which is basically the seat will go ahead and behind when you're entering, exiting the car, so that it's just easier for you to climb in. But the main thing for me is obviously lights, because it's got ambient lighting with 64 color options. You can link it to the drive mode like right now I've done. So I don't know if you can see the change in colors, but there it became red, there it became blue or something like that. Here you can simply turn this off and get into custom color, and you get option of 64 freaking colors. Phenomenal. Then obviously it gets 360-degree parking camera, which I'll activate. Look at the quality of the camera, it's very nice, yeah. And then obviously you can zoom in, zoom out and all that as well. You got multiple modes here as well. Beautiful camera. But what I like is this 360-degree parking camera with the bird's eye view, which works quite well. Only thing is the car color doesn't seem to match right now. And if I give an indicator, does it reflect there? No, it does not reflect there. So attention to detail could be a lot better here. It's good enough, not that great. So the steering has this drive mode selector, which you have to press. It's not a rotary controller, and that is not what you think. Controls here for a lot of ADAS functions, controls here for audio system, and then you can obviously browse through this. There's a compass, there is a tire pressure monitor, all of that is there. And meanwhile, I appreciate an electric car which is saving the world. Someone is burning fossil fuel there. Why are you burning? Really sad. I think it must be having an air purifier to fight that, of course. So overall feel of the cabin is actually very good indeed, and it's a very likable car, this one. It gets this 2-spoke steering wheel, which is very retro cool, a flat bottom treatment as well, and it gets 60 connected car features too. So you can obviously check the battery range and a lot of other parameters on your phone and make changes there if you want to. It gets home to car with Alexa as well as Google Assistant, and if the door is open, it actually shows you here on the right side port. In fact, it also has this blind view monitor. So there, whenever you give an indicator, that also activates. And let me turn off the car. All right, when I do that, it makes this sort of a sound. Yeah, let's get out. Okay, yeah, that sound. And the seat actually moves ahead and behind. Here, I have turned on the car. Why is the seat on? Oh my god, the audio always turns on, but it always keeps making the sound. It says ready to start driving, and I think the washer fluid is less, so it should give me that warning as well. There, low washer fluid has been told to me, thankfully. Now, one feature which I always miss, I obviously showed you vehicle to load outside. There's one on the inside as well, right here on the bottom. Yeah, that is the feature. So you can plug in any of your gadget. That is amazing. It can power up to 3.6 kilowatt both inside and outside. You need the car to be on to use this one. For the outside one, you need the car to be off. So here I'm going to make juice, of course. You get a center armrest with twin cup holders, proper seat belts for everybody, 3 adjustable headrests. Here is a pillow which is aftermarket. I think it says IONIQ 5 right there. That's it. Let's start driving this car. Time to start driving this car. If you notice, it says 119 kilometers of range. As soon as I reduce the air conditioning, the range goes so up, it goes to 207 kilometers. So I was so worried whether we'll be able to do the vlog on this range. But yeah, that is one problem here. Air conditioning playing a huge role. Anyways, get into settings, vehicle. What am I doing exactly? I'll show you. So in drive mode, firstly, let me change the drive mode here to sport. Okay, here brake mode, I'm going to change it to sport. This I can't do while driving this car. So for better dynamic driving, they recommend this particular brake mode, which obviously gives a better braking performance. Camera automatically turns on at around this camera actually. This 360-degree camera turns on when you're close to some obstacle. Under 10 kilometers per hour is still when it works. Range has dropped as soon as I put it into sport mode. Traction control, I will turn off. I will not, okay, I can't see stuff, you know, that is a problem there. Now it says traction control off. Keep it pressed to turn off ESP, and then we'll go going right, left and center. As soon as I move the seat ahead, okay, whenever I move the seat, it actually shows it in this display. So that's a kind of attention to detail, which is kind of crazy. Left foot on the brake, right foot on the accelerator, hazard lights off, and off we go. What a poopert. I didn't even put it into drive mode. Anyways, now we are into drive mode. Yeah, they're showing me parking sensors also there. And off we go. Camera turned off, we'll turn it on again. Okay, acceleration is brisk enough, but it is not as quick or fast or nerve-wracking like an EV should be, because this motor only produces 217 PS of power and 350 Newton meters of torque. So this is a single motor setup. It also comes with all-wheel drive, of course, globally. In fact, it has got 3 battery packs. So there is the standard battery pack of 58 kilowatt hour. This one is having a 72.6 kilowatt hour battery pack, which is known as the long range, and there's an extra long range, which is a 77.4 kilowatt hour battery pack, which is something which is only offered in Europe now. I mean, they don't offer this battery pack in Europe because the newer 77.4 kilowatt hour battery pack replaced the 72.6 kilowatt hour battery pack. Now there are multiple tune options. So for rear wheel drive, there's only one tune for all the battery packs. I mean, for depending on the battery pack, there's one tune, but for all-wheel drive, there are 3 tunes for each battery pack. So lot of options in terms of the performance and power. No issues on speed breakers because it has 163 mm of ground clearance, which is laden, by the way, and it is the highest of any Hyundai car in India, which is phenomenal. So they've actually raised the ride height for Indian conditions, of course. Now the major thing about this car is that it is very smooth and refined. You can't hear anything. In fact, suspension, road, tire noise is also well contained, and then obviously it makes a slight sound on the outside to alert pedestrians that is coming. So very refined motor. Obviously electric motors are super duper refined. So being a rear wheel drive, it feels nice to drive. I can hear the truck vibrating there though, so that's a bit of a thing. There, blind view monitor, there, collision alert. This guy is full of notifications distracting you all the freaking time. Brakes feel so good right now when I put them in sport. So the thing is that you've got regen modes. Right paddle actually reduces the regen mode. So usually you upshift with the right paddle. Here you reduce the regen mode completely. There are 4 modes. There's level 1, level 2, level 3, and there's I pedal. I pedal is like one pedal driving. So right now I have just turned it off to the minimum. Acceleration is actually brisk enough. 0 to 100 kilometers per hour comes up in around 7.4 seconds or something. So it is decently quick. Yeah, actually 7.6 seconds is what it takes to go from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour, which is fine. If you want to go really fast in an electric car, get the IONIQ 5N. Yeah, that one, which was recently unveiled, of course, gets a bigger 84 kilowatt hour battery pack, which is massive. 650 PS of power and 740 Newton meters of torque. It goes from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in 3.4 seconds and has a top speed of 260 kilometers per hour. There, it is giving me that warning. Yeah, 260 kilometers per hour is absolutely insane. This car's top speed is limited to 185 kilometers per hour. You might see 190 kilometers per hour on the console, but nothing further than that because they've limited it. It's underpinned by the eGMP, which is the Electric Global Modular Platform, which also underpins the Kia EV6. Compared to the EV6, this car is less dynamic. The suspension is softer here for sure, and the ride is actually quite good. It does a fantastic job over the worst of bumps. So very smooth ride in this car. The EV6 definitely feels stiffer, but the EV6 is definitely more dynamic. This doesn't feel as dynamic because of the soft suspension. Obviously, you can feel a lot of roll around the corners. Yeah, this is a big car. Now I can hear the road noise because the tires are big. Yeah, massive 20-inch wheels. Low profile tires relatively, which don't really hurt the car. It gets a bit of a vertical movement at high speeds. You can feel the vertical movement right now. Steering is actually a delight. Yeah, it's quite good. It is weighed up and it has decent amount of feel and feedback. Again, you can't compare it with ICE cars, but yeah, the steering is actually quite decent in this car, which is something I really like. Now, if they wanted to offer all-wheel drive in India, the price of this car would have gone up by at least 5 lakhs. That's the estimate I'm making, considering the Kia EV6 is available both with rear-wheel drive as well as all-wheel drive. But the EV6 is much more expensive, but much faster as well, and it's breathtaking performance because of all-wheel drive. With all-wheel drive, you obviously get dual motors, one at the front, one at the rear. Here, just a single motor trying to handle everything. But in spite of that, because of all the torque coming in at 0 RPM, performance is actually very good here. So you're not going to complain about the performance because it gets the job done. In terms of clean efficiency, the range is 631 kilometers, which ARAI is done by running this car, I don't know where. But in the real world, you will get somewhere around 450 kilometers. So in the city, you get better efficiency with electric cars. But with ICE powered cars, ICE rather, it's ulta. And I'll tell you the reason. Because with petrol and diesel, when you're cruising out on the highway, the engine is running at lower RPM, right? So obviously it's going to give you better efficiency. Here with with electric cars, see, I can't get ICE out of my head. With electric cars, what happens is that when you are driving in the city, stop go. So firstly, speeds are not that much. The more you speed up, the more the battery drains. Yeah, and it does it 4x faster than a petrol or diesel car. Meanwhile, out on the highway, you don't get a chance to do regen only, because you don't apply brakes that much. You're just cruising at a speed. So that's why the efficiency drops when out on the highway. So on the highway, or rather driving out on the highway, this will return maybe around 380 390 kilometers of range. In the city, it can go up to 450 kilometers. Again, it depends on the mode you're driving in. So I come into eco mode, 3 drive modes, of course, eco, normal and sport. In eco, the acceleration dulls a bit. In normal, it's a good mix of eco and sport. Sport is the best, but if you go full throttle in any mode, the acceleration is very much similar. So it's only for part throttle when these modes actually work, and there is no trick suspension here or anything which happens to the steering wheel when you change the drive mode or anything. It only does the change largely to the electric motor's power delivery, that is. So now we are going to do the brake freaking test, which is, I'm going to hold my legs like this because I think we are going to fly. And ah, my goodness, that's quite a lot of sound which is coming through. I didn't have to turn on the hazards, it did it itself. Hazard lights off, drive mode into sport, of course, and left foot on the brake, right foot on the accelerator, and off we go again. I missed because I don't know now. Let's go. The sound is a bit spaceship-like, but nothing beats the sound of an internal combustion engine, and that's the only disappointing part of electric cars is no sound, because sound is the most crucial thing ever, I feel. Anyways, let's do the wiper test because I have not done it before. Yeah, wipers are phenomenal in this car. The rear wiper is missing though, it kind of vanished. Anyways, there's this reflection which comes on the screen when you're driving it in the sun. So yeah, the dashboard is too shiny, so that's a bit distracting. Now this is running the 800 volt architecture, which obviously is very advanced because it's supposed two-way charging. So yeah, bi-directional charger, which means that not only does it take, it also gives back. Yeah, it is a giver with the vehicle to load feature, which I've already discussed before. It basically is a feature which lets you okay, let's do one thing. Let's get into iPedal mode. So here, I've turned on regen. It's the most aggressive in level 3 or even more aggressive in iPedal mode. Then it will stop the car, actually stop somewhere else. That is telling me the blind spot warning as well. So all this also happens. So like I was telling you, the vehicle to load feature in this car, which is amazing because it gives an output of 3.6 kilowatt hour. Using that, you can power up your devices as well. And then you can decide in the menu till what battery percentage do you want this feature to work, so that you don't deplete the battery completely and get stranded on the road and not able to come back from the journey you have undertaken. Anyways, there are a lot of charging options. So this car can charge up to, because of the 800 volt architecture, it can do ultra super duper fast charging up to 350 kilowatt, which is absolutely unbelievable because it's not available in India, I feel. Very few places, maybe Hyundai's own dealership might offer it. Kia has installed one, I believe, but you can't really use it because there is none which is available. But using that, it can go from 10 to 80% in just 18 freaking minutes. That's absolutely super duper quick, and that is the need of the hour. But let's be realistic, okay? You are going to charge with maybe a 50 kilowatt DC fast charger. That's also rare, but using that, it can top up the battery from 10 to 80% in just 57 minutes, which is quite quick. And then obviously, if I do the mathematics, the 350 kilowatt DC fast charger is 7 times as fast as the 50 kilowatt DC fast charger, but doesn't really charge 7 times as fast. No, I don't know, the maths don't work that way. But anyways, it comes standard with a 3.3 kilowatt AC charger as well as an 11 kilowatt AC charger, which the latter, that is the 11 kilowatt, will take the battery from 10 to 80% in around 5 hours, which ain't too bad. And then if you go out of charge, then vehicle to vehicle charging is available, offered by Hyundai, so that you can recover your car in only 4 cities right now. So if you're in those 4 cities, you can still think of buying an IONIQ 5 or have your own generator around. Now this virtual engine sound is very important because it kind of alerts people around you, although I wish it could be altered and changed and all that. That would be super duper cool. Meanwhile, now is the time for us to check the iPedal mode. So here I have decided to do it iPedal, and there it is slowing down the car. We'll turn on the hazards because we are going to come to a halt, and then it's aggressively stopping the car. It's done it already. That was really aggressive regen. In fact, it stopped so fast I didn't anticipate it, that now I need to go and park in the leftmost lane. Crazy. It's time to launch again, and hazard lights off, left foot on the brake, and off we go. Yeah, that's good. Let me actually turn off this regen because it's kind of irritating. But let me tell you that the regen and the mechanical braking now is very smoothly. क्या बोलते हैं उसको? I mean, whatever. They have been merged very smoothly. You don't really feel the difference much. Very like an ICE car, the way the car performs in terms of braking. Very nice. I really like it. Now, globally in colder countries, they also have a battery warmer so that the battery is having the optimal temperature to perform really nicely. And then over bad bumps, not an issue. Yeah, it does a good job. It obviously comes with level 2 ADAS with 21 features. 21 features because automatic emergency braking, forward collision warning is being separately listed for junctions, for cyclists and all those things. In fact, it has got something known as safe exit. If you park the car, plan to open the door, someone is there who's going to hit your door. It will tell you that as well, which is also there in BMW cars with the light blinking here, and Mercedes is also offering it. A lot of non-electric cars are also offering this particular ADAS feature, and I can't believe I'm actually seeing an IONIQ 5 right there. So yes, we all are contributing to Greta Thunberg's mission of driving boring cars. So rear cross traffic alert is also there. Driver alert monitoring is also there. In fact, it already told me to take a break because its own battery is so less. It decided rather than blaming itself, it's blaming me by telling me I need to take a break. So that also happened. It's got high beam assist. It's got something known as leading vehicle departure alert. Now, if you notice, I say FCW, AEB and all that, but I don't use the acronym for this particular word, leading vehicle departure alert, because I can't, LVDA, I can't say it on camera. You know what? People will get offended.
I know what you mean.
Anyways, we have to take a turn, which means that I have to wait for these people to move because the turning radius is obnoxious as 6 freaking meters. Yeah, 6 meters is the turning radius, which is equivalent to the one on the Lexus LX 500D. So yeah, that is quite a lot of turning radius in this car. It should have rear wheel steering. Although they have a solution because Hyundai Mobis, which is another company from the Hyundai group, they actually made an e-cornering system of this car, which they had shown at, I think, CES or something, the Consumer Electronics Show, wherein each wheel can accelerate, brake and steer independently to do a lot of crazy things. So it can diagonally turn, it can pivot, it can do a tank turn, it can do a crab walk, it can do a lot of crazy things, and it obviously works on steer-by-wire technology, which is amazing. But that obviously is not going to make it to production. It was just shown, and I forgot to even explain what exactly LVDA does, which is lead vehicle departure alert. In case you're following a car and then you come to a halt, you completely forget that you have to start driving again because you get distracted on the phone or something of that sort, or you're playing with the cluster or console or whatever. So what do? Well, you forget and you're just standing there. So the car is able to identify that the car you are following is actually left. So it will give you an alert saying that you should start moving. There's a fan there in the GLS 450 for Matic. It says reduce speed. Why? I'm at 75. So this comes randomly at any speeds. Anyways, this also has smart cruise control with stop and go function, which works at 0 kilometers per hour as well. So if you come to a complete halt, that will still work. So yes, all those ADAS features which are now common across a lot of cars are there in this car also. So no big deal in that front. It uses a 5-link rear suspension, and the weight of this car is quite a lot because of the battery. Is 2150 kgs, 2015 kgs to be precise. So that weight can't really be felt as such. The car is actually big. It kind of looks small somehow. It's kind of weird. By the way, they've also made a robo-taxi of this car. What, why and how? So in San Francisco they're trying self-driving cars, right? So IONIQ 5 robo-taxi is also there, which was earlier taking people with a driver. Now there's no driver. It will automatically drive itself. The way things are going, forget enthusiasts getting boring cars. Enthusiasts will not get any cars only because they will drive themselves only. Hey ChatGPT, drive the car yourself. Okay, I'm going to do that for you. Meanwhile, the biggest rival of this car happens to be the Volvo XC40 Recharge, which obviously comes from his country right there. He refuses to move from there. He's just stuck right there. And that car is priced obnoxiously. Obviously, it gets dual motor setup, so more power, all-wheel drive, really very fast. But the pricing is on the higher side. It is 10.59 lakhs more. Yes, the Volvo costs rupees 59.32 lakhs. Meanwhile, this particular car costs 48.73 lakhs. Attractively priced for sure, because of which they have not given us all-wheel drive. They removed a lot of features like heads-up display and all that is missing in this car, which is fine because the price difference when compared to the Kia EV6 is 15.73 lakhs. Yeah, for this very same rear-wheel drive version, that's a lot. And for the EV6, you have to pay an additional approximately 5.24 lakhs more than the already differentiating cost, which I already spoke about, to get the all-wheel drive version. So yeah, the prices are like really very crazy for the EV6 because it's completely built unit, right? CBU, so higher taxes. So good job by Hyundai to actually localize this car for India. Now this car obviously got 5-star rating from Euro NCAP. 5-star rating is amazing, right? From Euro NCAP, and since this is assembled in India, expect this car to perform the same. So it's a very, very, very safe car. It gets 3 years unlimited kilometer warranty, which you can extend to 5 years, 1,40,000 kilometers, which is amazing. But honestly, it is the few services which the group offers, the Hyundai group, is amazing because it comes with 3 years Blue Link subscription, which is complimentary. Post that, obviously, you will have to pay for it, and it gets 3 years roadside assistance as well. Then they will do a free home visit within the first 15 days to ensure that everything is running fine and smoothly for you.
Sir, मैंने सब check किया, एकदम first class है.
And then there are OTA map updates as well. That's not it obviously gets an 8-year standard warranty with batteries, which is 1.6 lakh kilometers. Until now, they have sold 1 lakh units globally, which is amazing for a car of this price, because this is amongst the more expensive Hyundai cars. But the EV6 in India, the top end variant, costs more than 20 lakhs more compared to this car, which is too much. But then you obviously get all-wheel drive, dual motor, more performance. The EV6 should be locally assembled in India. That would be tough competition between the IONIQ 5 and the EV6 as well, which actually brings me to the history of this car. First showcased as the 45 EV concept back in 2019. Then 2021, they obviously launched the IONIQ 5 globally. First revealed it and then launched it. In India, it came earlier this year in 2023. So it took quite a lot of time, obviously, because they had to source a lot of eco-friendly materials. Like this car uses eco-processed leather in it. Okay, the seats are leather, but eco-processed leather. Then they have used plants for the headlining as well as the carpet. Yeah, so the plants have been turned to components for the same. And then the crash pad and door trims are painted with bio paint. And then I don't know why you're off-roading, I should put into 4-wheel drive. No, this doesn't have it. Okay, doors are finished from paper rate, and they are recycled bottles which have been used for they have been shredded into plastic chips that are used for seat back and door armrest. So super eco-friendly this car, because at least in terms of the materials other than the battery, because battery mining obviously we know how it is. This is inspired from the Hyundai Pony, which actually became the Accent later on. So one generation of the Accent was actually known as the Pony in France, I think, and then they had the Super Pony, they had the Grand Pony. So that Pony is very important a car for the Hyundai group, because it's done a lot for them, of course. The registration cost of this car is just 25,000 rupees. A similarly priced ICE car has a registration cost of rupees 6 lakhs. Yeah, that's a huge difference. And then I don't know, we have to go through such bad roads. What is the issue here? Oh my god, the Slavia has good ground clearance, but I was talking about 163 mm is the laden ground clearance, which is with people, of course, the new ARAI standard. I think it has rained a lot. No word on the water weighting capacity of this car, because I don't think it really matters as such. But the most important part about this car is that it is, at its price, the best electric car you can buy in India right now. By far the best electric car you can buy in India right now, because it offers bang for the buck. It offers great performance, it offers good dynamics, steering is good, ride is good, handling is okay, not that great, and then obviously range is good, lot of tech, lot of features, amazing interior. It is breakthrough. This interior is absolutely breakthrough. But for me personally, what is an even bigger breakthrough is the fact that I can get into sport mode right now. I can keep this button pressed, and there, ESC also disabled, traction control disabled, and then I can do stuff like, I'll show you 1 second. We need some more space to do it. Roads are pretty bad here, so yeah, I just need to make sure there's some amount of good roads to actually do such kind of stunts, such things. The smoke and the fun, absolutely unbelievable for a Hyundai car. Bye bye.